with Veterans Day, that is a recognition and a celebration for those who served. Those who are still with us, that's what this day is about. That it's about those who gave the ultimate sacrifice to the United States of America.
In the year 1918, an armistice signed between the Allied nations and Germany went into effect on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. The signing of this armistice marked the cessation of fighting for the First World War, followed officially by the Treaty of Versailles. In November 1919, President Woodrow Wilson would commemorate the first observation of Armistice Day, with a somber speech paying respects to American soldiers who fought in the war. 2 years later, the U.S. Congress approved a joint resolution that allowed a single unknown soldier to be brought back and buried in a tomb in Arlington National Cemetery. The body of the unknown soldier was transported to the U.S. aboard the USS Olympia. On November 11, 1921, an elaborate military funeral procession took place. A crowd of roughly 90,000 people from all walks of life gathered to pay their respects, which commemorated the first annual Armistice Day ceremony at Arlington. President Warren G. Harding presided over the ceremony and the burial of the unknown soldier. His address at Arlington would become annual tradition for presidents throughout the next century. These presidential addresses emphasized gratitude and recognition of service, honoring both fallen and living American soldiers for their valiant sacrifice. The Congressional Act of 1938 made November 11th a legal holiday known thereafter as Armistice Day, honoring the U.S. World War I veterans for their service. After World War II, a group of soldiers led by Raymond Weeks wanted to expand the holiday to honor all American veterans. In 1946, Weeks and Company petitioned General Dwight Eisenhower at the Pentagon to support a National Veterans Day. Weeks was successful in convincing Eisenhower to the change, and he would later receive the Presidential Citizens Medal from Ronald Reagan in 1982 for these efforts. In June of 1954, Congress passed an amendment to replace the word armistice with veterans. With the approval of this legislation, November 11th became a day to honor American veterans of all wars. For America's veterans, returning home is the beginning of a new chapter, some carrying challenges and changes that affect their lives. Across America, services stand ready to serve those who have served us, from healthcare and counseling to housing, education, and career opportunities.
My name is Jamaica Minora. I'm the Assistant Director of the Atlanta VA Healthcare System. We're definitely one of the largest VAs within the nation. I actually been in the VA for 19 years. I started when I was 19 years old. The VMC is the VA Medical Center. It's our overall healthcare system, and we average about 800 new veterans per month in enrollment. Some of our services include primary care, mental health, social work, specialty care, community care, eligibility and enrollment as well. We service around 184,000 veterans. We have a 10% enrollment rate per year, placing them among the top 3 VA facilities in the nation. We have 23 sites of care with 180 inpatient beds throughout the Atlanta metro area. So we are a very large healthcare system. We're continuing growing. We continue to look out for the best interests of the veterans. We're always on the watch for the most innovative ideals as we continue to facilitate our care. The patient advocacy program is designed for all families and all veterans. Essentially, if you have a problem that you cannot mitigate within the clinic or another service area, you can always contact the patient advocate and they would help facilitate your needs. So it's an easier way for us to help problem solve within the facility, allowing the veterans to have someone to go to at all times. We facilitate a lot of community actions. We believe in being out in the community. We have affiliations with Emory and Morehouse School of Medicine, as well as our veteran service organizations such as American Legion, Warrior Alliance, as well as we maintain positive working relationship with our congressional leaders. We want to help foster and change the narrative of what the VA is about and make sure we bring in that population so we can care for those veterans.
At Georgia Tech, service and education go hand in hand. The Veterans Resource Center stands as a bridge between military life and academic success, a place where those who served our nation find support, community, and purpose.
A lot of people don't realize that Georgia Tech, so it's a rich military background. Some of the people who were here at Tech gave their life in the service of the country. My name is Dave Ross. I'm the director for the Veterans Resource Center here at Georgia Tech. I actually started at Georgia Tech in 2013. So officially the Veterans Resource Center, the concept of a Veterans Resource Center started in 2013. But this actual space that we're in now was dreamed up around 2019, and then we completed it right at the height of COVID. John and Susan Trindley and Larry and Mary Montgomery, they donated close to $1 million to actually renovate this space and create the Veterans Resource Center and all the stuff that you see in it. This is a space where it's like about engagement, enabling, and employment. What I mean by that is to get the students engaged, the student group that we have, the Student Veterans of America, it's like a student organization that we belong to. So we have student activities going on that way. Then the enable side is when I bring in, let's say, I'll bring in the Department of Veterans for an information session about veterans benefits, or I'll bring in the registrar's office or the bursar's office or disability service, something here on campus that might be of importance to them. So it enables them to be here at Georgia Tech. Then the employment side is when I bring in companies. I'll bring in BP, Northrop Grumman, Google. We've had Microsoft, some big those big names, BlackRock, come in and speak to the student veterans, all in this space. So it allows these students an opportunity to get look at them for careers, internships, co-ops, and things like that. So that's kind of what the resources are, connecting the students to the resources that they may need.
For many veterans, the hardest battles aren't fought on distant shores. They're waged within the mind and heart. Not just the physical damages, but the anxiety, depression, and the invisible wounds of war can make even ordinary days feel overwhelming.
Studies have proven that being around an animal or owning an animal can not only make your life better, it can increase your lifespan. I'm Piper Hill. I'm the founder and CEO of Healing for Heroes. We're a nonprofit 501c3, and we train service dogs for veterans with any disability except completely blind. Over 1,950 veterans since we started have gotten a service dog from us nationwide. We're a national nonprofit, so nationwide. We have, I think it's about 135 children with service dogs from us. And then I think it's 443 civilians have come to us to get a service dog. We get dogs from animal shelters, and we rescue 125 a year. That's an immense amount of animals for any animal shelter. Now, I do work with several in the area, not just one, but it's 125 dogs a year are saved just coming through this program to be a service dog for veterans. We're the #1 veteran nonprofit in the state of Georgia, according to Great Nonprofits and military.com, and we're #3 in the nation. I wanted to fight battles for people to help them retire, but it was such a big monster, I couldn't do that. But what I could do was train them. My first service dog was Valentine. I could train them a Valentine to go with them and help them fight their battles. I do the training, and then I have assistants that help me as well. I've been training since I was about 10. It's a train the trainer program. We do introductions, so it's establishing the pack, and the dogs get used to each other being together. We're all getting used to each other. They weave in and out of each other with their dogs so they can get used to the smells and everybody that's going to be there. We start on basic stuff that is both AKC and Westminster rules for training, and we do sit and down. And then we start on task, the very minimum task training, which is touch. So we do how you walk between a door, knees before nose. You go first, but they're right there. We do heels. We keep the circles going so everybody's used to each other, but we do lead and follow. That's the beginning of a lot of major tasks. So our class, the train the trainer part, is 6 days long, and they can feel it. By day 6, they can feel it. The main goal is to give them a service dog, but I have veterans that come to me that sometimes it's their last effort to have a better life, or they're searching for something to get better, and it's their last try, so we can sew it all up and get it done. It also gives them an opportunity to be social with other people that love dogs and veterans.
For generations, women have worn the uniform with courage and pride, serving their country with strength equal to any. But when the mission ends, too many of our women veterans return home to a system that doesn't always see them, facing gaps in care, recognition, and support.
Focus have normally been on the male soldiers. You know, a lot of times even us as females, when we're in the public, you know, they'll see our tags in our cars or different things, and they think automatically it's a male that's driving a car. We have to explain that we are female veterans. We did serve in the military, and people like myself did serve in combat. So women are able to serve on the front line, not just men. I'm Jackie Watson. I'm the president and CEO of Empowered Sisterhood of Veterans. Empowered Sisterhood of Veterans initially established in 2016 as Caring for Our Veterans, and the name was changed February 22, 2022 to Empowered Sisterhood of Veterans, because we felt the need to do more for our female veterans. The main objective of the organization is to try to take care of the needs of our female veterans specifically. We're very much underserved, and that includes providing information, that includes providing the Women Veterans Day at the Capitol, helping them with their disability claims, letting them know about the different resources that are out there, and a plethora of other things as we continue to strive. A lot of the ladies are not aware of the different benefits that are available to them, and so we provide that type of information. And you know, a lot of people are in you know, having issues with depression and, you know, suicide and PTSD and things like that. We do provide a monthly meetup. That's one of the main major things that we do. We meet up monthly socially so that some of the ladies could get out there and interact with each other, meet each other, and, you know, again, just that camaraderie and you know, enjoying each other's company and meet new people while they're at it. Most of us, myself and most of my board members, we were senior individuals in the military, and we had to commit a lot, physically and mentally. Whether it's snowy, whether it's cold, whether it's raining, you know, we never had any special privileges, if you will. We were treated just like the males. And so we expect to receive the same honor and the same respect as our male counterparts.
The memorial cemeteries were developed, initially the concept came with the national cemeteries that were developed after the Civil War to house the Union dead at many battlefields and locations throughout the South. And then over the years, it developed in additional need with wars that were fought and additional veterans that increased the population and the need for a burial place. My name is Ernie Cowart. I'm the director of the Georgia Veterans Memorial Cemetery in Glenville. The Glenville location opened in 2007. We did our dedication of the cemetery in November and had our first burial in December. The Georgia Veterans Memorial Cemeteries honor veterans primarily 3 times a year. We have the Wreaths Across America ceremony in December, where we have groups that sponsor wreaths that are donated for the cemetery and then placed on the grave sites. We have Veterans Day. Generally, we don't have a ceremony for that, but the small U.S. flags that you may see on grave sites are placed throughout, symbolic of the holiday. And then Memorial Day. Memorial Day, we have a ceremony. Usually we have participation from various military organizations, different branches of the service come, and we pay tribute to those that have sacrificed and given their lives while serving this country. We have a large veteran population in this area with Hunter Army Airfield in Savannah, Kings Bay Naval Station in Kingsland, down on the coast. So there's quite a few veterans in this area, and that's what our purpose is to serve them in their burial needs. With the burial benefit, many times that's one of the least utilized veterans benefits that there is. Not only does it save money for the families by utilizing the veteran cemeteries, but it's reassurance that the graves will be taken care of, that they'll be maintained not only at time of burial, but then forever, that those grave sites, because that's what we do. We're a shrine to those that serve. So many times you think that it's only the people who get wounded in combat. Those are the ones that receive some type of benefit or able to use the VA. But then later you learn that anyone that served in the military and as a result was injured or had a condition that was made worse by their service is entitled to benefits that they didn't know about. And that's a very sad thing, that there's a lot of stuff out there that can help people, but many times they don't know where to look or how to look for that.
My name is Susanna McCormick. I'm a Veteran Service Field Officer here at the Glenville location. I assist veterans to fill out their claims and help them get the benefits and compensation that they need. But they have education benefits, they have medical benefits, they have family care benefits depending on their need. And there's reasons why they could qualify for other things. We will take care of them, help them fill out the forms how they need it to be, so they don't have to go back and forward with the VA. It feels really good to be able to help somebody when they're in need. I have a veteran at home myself, so I am glad that he got the benefits that he needed at the time. So I am trying to do the same for the other veterans. The way that you feel when you help someone, it's I don't know how to describe it. It's a happiness inside for knowing that something is resolved and that you were part of it. We're here to help them, so they just have to come and knock on our doors.
You've met them, the men and women who once wore the uniform with pride. But their greatest acts of service didn't end when they came home. Today, they're serving in new ways, building communities, guiding others, and standing beside their fellow veterans in moments of need.
So I joined the United States Army in 1982. Served for a little bit over 20 years. Been deployed to various locations. Actually served during Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and Operation Enduring Freedom. 20 years of dedicated service, if you will.
I was in the military. I served 4 years active duty in the Air Force. I was a F-15 mechanic. Got out of the Air Force, and for a few years I did serve in the Air National Guard in Georgia and in Florida.
So I've been in the military 21 years. I still continue to serve. I'm actually attached to the 919 Special Operations Wing at Duke Field, which is an ancillary field to Eglin Air Force Base. And I serve within the 919 Special Operations Logistics Readiness Squadron.
I was on active duty for 17 years. So I enlisted during Desert Storm. My dad was a colonel in the Army, and I was just around it my whole childhood.
Like many members of the military, when I got out in the mid-90s, there was not a lot of education for the veterans. The entitlements, the things that they may be eligible for or may help them in life.
I think the biggest challenge is going back to normalcy. you have a higher, what we call ops tempo. So you're going all the time. So as you come back to civilian life, everything feels slower to you. And sometimes that can be a challenge, especially if you don't have the correct outlets to go to, such as, some of your veteran peers.
A lot of people on the outside, civilians, if you will, are not understanding the level of commitments that we have had in the military.
It's easier to share stories with people who've been where you've been.
The VA actually offers peer-to-peer sessions to help mitigate some of those issues and concerns as you're returning to it.
Anytime I interact with the families or a veteran that may come off the street, just ask general questions, whether it's about beer or what have you, I try to make them aware of additional benefits that are out there, because again, so many people just do not know of all the benefits that are available to them.
Each year on November 11th, our nation pauses to remember, to reflect, and to give thanks. Veterans Day is more than a date on the calendar. It's a moment to honor the courage, sacrifice, and service of those who stood for something greater than themselves.
On Veterans Day, I always take time to take a moment of silence at 11 a.m. just to say thank you again for, to everyone that's come before me, as well as everyone that's going to come after me to ensure the safety, security, and future of our country. As you can see, I'm wearing a red rose today, which also represents showing respect and dignity and to all those who have served before us.
In our local communities, we see a lot of school interaction where they have parades. They encourage the veterans to come out, drive through and around the schools. They have the students out with small flags waving them, signs supporting them and honoring their service.
Take one of these small flags, go to an event, take this flag and show respect.
You can volunteer your time. You can write and send letters. You can donate to veteran service organizations. You can actually visit VAs and say hello to the veterans there.
Thank us for our service. That's one of the main ways of just showing appreciation for what we have done.
And they'll be grateful that you recognize that they have served the country.
Ask them about their stories. Say thank you. And something as simple as just flying the American flag at your house.
It's a celebration of veterans and their service to the country.
I love this country. So we're so blessed to be here. We are just so blessed to be in this country.
The military has profoundly helped me to get to where I am today. So I'm forever thankful for the opportunities that have been given to me. But also I've had this unique experience of serving in the military while simultaneously serving at the VA. I've seen what it's like to fight beside my brothers and sisters while also simultaneously serving them.
Yeah, I think I joined the military at a good time in my life. It's very impressionable, left a positive influence on me. The structure, the camaraderie with the other airmen that I serve with, made lifelong friends, people that I keep up with today, 30 plus years later, and just the meaning of serving. Being a young man, I probably didn't appreciate it then, but being older and especially working here at the Veterans Cemetery, I have a greater appreciation for those that served and made the sacrifices that they did with their time or life in service.